All right, we got the little 1500 HD quad-steer truck in here today, and today we're going to talk about, can you turbo your LS for $1,000? Let's find out. So we got some parts here. This is the Denma package from VS Racing. So we got our intercooler piping, couplers, clamps. We got their the intercooler that comes with it, oil feed and drain, blow-off valve, wastegate, the exhaust V-band, and oil feed, drain, and I think that's it. So then we got a turbo blanket, we got a 450 fuel pump, we got a hydromat, and we got the pieces, the pigtails to go from the truck plug to an EV6, which is what I think this is. Yeah, no, that's fuel pressure regulator. So there's our injectors right there. So these are Holley injectors. Those are the ones on little red, and then we got some boots to protect the spark plug wires. There's the oil feed and all that good stuff, and then this is a cheap exhaust wrap that gets fiberglass all in your hands when you touch it. And then this is the boot from the throttle body to 3-inch. So that's what we got in the boxes. And then over here we got a couple turbos. So this is the one that came with the kit, 78, 75, cast manifold, and .96 AR. And then this was the one that was off the black trucks. Actually, a eBay one has a billet inlet impeller there, and then the exhaust is like a .81. It's really tiny. This is the one that was on Big Red, the billet S475 with a 132 exhaust housing on it. So we got that. And the other thing that I forgot to add on the list just now is the manifold. So we got the manifold right here. So 200 for the T4 manifold. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. So this is talking about this truck coming in here. This is my truck actually, and putting a turbo setup on it. That's not camshaft, that's not valve springs, that's just putting a turbo on it, doing the fuel system, tuning it and everything, you know, just to have boost on it. Okay, so the Denma package comes with the turbo, the wastegate, the blow-off valve, intercooler pipes, couplers, T-bolt clamps, oil feed and return or drain, and then the 3-inch V-band. That's for the exhaust side of the discharge of the turbo. So that with tax and shipping is about, you know, $978. So already we're pretty much bumping the $1,000 mark. So you could say, yeah, this part is, you know, the $1,000 for the turbo stuff. Okay, well now you've got a few other things to go along with that, and this is, you know, not an extensive list. Okay, so I typically run the ZR1 map sensor. They're around $40, and you know, the data's everywhere. They're easy. They're less expensive than the brick, which I don't like the brick style. I like the ZR1. Then the pigtail for that to plug in, it'll plug into your Gen 3 map sensor and then plug into the ZL1 map sensor. That's about $35. Fuel pump, a 450. That's if you've already have a fuel injected basket assembly and can put that in there. And then with us running the hydromat, you know, this is already a fuel injected truck. It's not like it's an old car that was carbureted before and now we're fuel injected it. We already have fuel injected engine, and this is a running driving LS truck. So we'll put that pump in there, wire it up, run a bigger power wire relay. We'll run the hydromat, cut the bottom of the basket out. Hydromat's $200. Been running them for a while. They work great. Good piece. Injectors, like I say, these are the Holley injectors. They're shorter, So you got to run an adapter. I don't have that on this list, but they're about $20 for the adapter to raise the height of the injector to fit the fuel rail. So the injector is $400. Then, cheap T4 turbo blanket is about $40. That black heat wrap that gets fiberglass all in your skin is about $20. And then the pigtail to go from the Multec? Are these Multec plugs to EV6 is about $20. You're going to need an inlet air sensor and a bung. So this is without a bung. That's just the pigtail and inlet. That's $27. Then the PQI regulators, and they're about $40 on Amazon. You got to have HP tuners. So if you have HP tuners, then that's $100 of credit. If you don't have HP tuners, to get the one you can data log is going to be about $600. Then a downpipe. Usually what I do is buy Mandelbrot tailpipes off a diesel truck or whatever. The 7875 actually has a 3-inch discharge. So usually what I'll do on those is Amazon has a $200 exhaust mandrel kit for a dual exhaust, and those seem to work out pretty good, except if you do, I'd recommend the stainless because the mild steel one flash rust really bad. Then you're going to need the exhaust from the turbo to a muffler and then tailpipe or whatever else. So that's the $200 for the Amazon kit, and $50 if you run a Jones muffler or something like that. And then a T4 manifold, which is not in this price. So the T4 manifold off Amazon I typically run is $200. So that's $26.10 with this included. And that's if you already have a running driving LS vehicle that's fuel injected. So this one has a couple broke bolts on the manifold, so I'll have to pull those off, and hopefully those bolts will come out easy. On this one, what I'm going to do is I've already purchased a intercooler radiator combo from a Duramax. So since this is a 1500 HD, it's got the core support will fit the Duramax intercooler by removing that 2-inch tall section that's underneath the radiator, and then you have to drill with a hole saw the wider spacing and then retap this over here somewhere to fit that. I've got a video on that. Then over here we'll just bolt on our T4 cast log, get rid of all this air box and mass airflow stuff, pull out our 2 wires for the inlet air temp, pull it back around the harness, and then put our inlet air temp over here, and then build our downpipe to go around the dryer on the firewall there, and connect it. On this one I'm going to connect it back into the factory exhaust. But yeah, this truck's got 260,000 miles on it. It runs good. It's got good oil pressure. I'll drop the pan, do a pan gasket, pick up tube O-ring, drill and tap the front of the oil pan, and do my drain on that. With the injectors, I'll get the spacers, put those on, and put the regulator. I guess I could put the regulator somewhere up here on the firewall like I did on Little Red, and then convert the tune to speed density, tune it, and work on the wideband with the VE tables and everything, and hopefully it'll be good to go. So my plan for this one is the red truck with towing with it. That S480 is it's big, and it doesn't really start spooling good till about 3,000 RPM. And when you got a trailer behind it with that tight triple disc yank converter, it just doesn't come up on the converter because the converter just drags it down and it can't get up in the boost. So this one I'm gonna I think I'm gonna try the 7875 because it's a T4. I think I may try that one. I can try either one of them because they're the same physical footprint. So my buddy with the black truck, when he took this off, this one bolted right on in place of it. So this is like a $200 or $300 eBay turbo, and then this is just a cast 7875 VS turbo. So I'm just going for trying to make it real responsive down low. So I'll probably do an HD2 kit in the trans, and I'm going to leave the stock camshaft in it for now. I'm probably go ahead and do a set of valve springs, because I know just with the added boost pressure, it's going to blow the valve springs open. So I'll just, put springs in there, because my plan is to try the high torque cam that I ran in the white truck, because I'm thinking with lower duration, it will help spooling the turbo, help the engine make more torque, and then do better towing. So that's the experiment for this truck. So I did find out that the problem with this one with the quadra is that sensor on the back. I ohmed it out and did not get the correct values on it. So Goodman or Good Systems with 3 O's makes the steering sensor. It's $500. So I would like to get the rear steer working on it again, because I'd like to, experience the quadra steer part of it. And I did get rid of some of the wood grain. It had wood grain everywhere, but I want to get rid of that steering wheel and then this in there. But it's a nice truck, it really is, to be an 03 with the mileage and everything, and especially with it being used as a farm truck. So it'll be good to see how it does with this small turbo and just set up, more towards towing. And if I like it well enough, then I'll probably sell the red truck, move it on down the road. But anyway, that's it for now.